to start by looking at these earrings. Can you please show us? Yes, yes. What is your name? What do you go by?
I go by a lot of things. Some people call me Jazz. Some people call me Sepia. Some people call me Yasmin, which is like, the Muslim um, version of Jasmine. Babe,
Okay.
whatever.
All right, let's
Whatever
get
you feel
into
like
it. Let's get into it. How do you deal with self-doubt?
I
Or do you
accept it.
even have self-doubt?
Yes, I do a lot. Yeah, I'm filled with it.
Yeah.
Entirely, I'm filled with self-doubt. I deal with it by letting it happen. I allow myself to feel doubtful, and I try to tell myself to be positive, but when the feeling of doubt comes on, I do allow it to come on. So I allow myself to sit in that feeling and be like, "Oh, you are not shit."
That's so real. I feel like
You're not shit.
whenever an unwanted feeling comes, I'm the type to be like, "What? Who is that? Like, please go away."
Yeah.
And the times that I did practice just to like feel it, it almost automatically goes away, or like it's replaced by another feeling that I'm more like comfortable with. So I hear you with that.
So sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, your business is like not going to do anything, and you are never going to be successful, and you're always going to be working this job." And then I will just sit in that feeling, and sometimes I will sit in it for a long time until I'm ready to be like, "You're a bad bitch."
Yes. And it's real when you get to the bad bitch phase.
Definitely.
Because you already went through the self-doubt and I ain't shit phase. So it's only natural that you get back to what you are. What does success look like to you or for you?
Yo. Can I take a moment?
Yeah.
So, success to me means being comfortable. And comfortability looks like not having to worry about bills.
Yes, say that shit.
So the moment I feel like I don't have to worry about bills, that's when I feel like I will be successful. And I don't think that it's an amount of money. I don't think that like if I have $100,000 I'm successful, or $1,000,000. I think the moment that I am like, once a bill comes, I'm not like, oh my god. Once I'm not in that space, and once a bill comes, I'm just like, oh, take care of it.
Yeah.
That's when I will feel successful.
So like stability, financial stability.
Yes, financial stability and comfortability will be success for me, definitely.
Same with me, honestly. Like, success never looked like fancy cars or like designer clothes or like going to these parties, or you know what I'm saying, like making it to the Billboard Top 100.
Yes.
Success has always to me been being comfortable.
Yeah, being comfortable.
And being around people I love.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Even if it was something like, I have this amount of money, but I have like a smaller house, or, I don't have a fancy car, I would still deem myself successful because I was able to handle all of the financial responsibilities that I had at that moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does mental illness look like to you, and how does it differentiate from mental health?
Well, mental illness to me looks like any form of toxicity that you not only hold on to, but you carry within your body. And so that can be alcoholism, that can be addiction to drugs, which I was addicted to prescription drugs when I was younger, and I think that definitely affected my mental health. Because I was holding on to it. It can even be something like in relationships. If you are in a codependent relationship with like a partner, that can be a form of mental illness as well, because you're holding on to it and you're carrying it, this negative energy and this toxicity in your body all the time.
Right.
And it can also come in other forms that are like clinical and diagnosable, but I think it's anything that you hold on to and it's heavy on your body and on your heart and on your mind.
Yes.
Like
so it's something you can feel.
Yes, something you can feel, and it doesn't feel good.
Right.
It doesn't feel like a party or anything like
Got
that.
it.
It's something you carry and you feel, whether that be sadness, anger, neglect, trauma, anything like that.
Right.
Those are all forms of mental illness.
So how about mental health?
mental health looks like anything that you do that is not detrimental to your body that makes you happy. So if that means screaming at the top of your lungs and that's a way for you to release something, then that's mental health.
Right.
If that means dancing until you literally feel like you can't dance no more,
Yes.
that's mental health.
Yes.
And if it means seeing a therapist, that's mental health as well. It's anything that you do that's not detrimental to your body that makes you happy.
I love it.
Comedy shows, you know, anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you think mental illness is genetic or inheritance?
I don't think it's either.
Okay.
I don't think that it's either genetic or inherited, because I think that if you do have it in your genes, it's something that you can work out. And if you do experience it and you don't have it at one point and you end up developing at another point, it's something you can work out. I think it's different for every person. For some people it might be genetic, and for some people it might be inherited, but it's neither.
Right. It's not just one thing.
It's not just one thing. It's very fluid, and it's very different from person to person, definitely.
Absolutely. All right. If you weren't an artist, what would you want to be, or who would you want to be? If you weren't this amazing designer, this amazing jeweler.
If I was an artist, I would be doing what I do now, which is working with children.
Gotcha.
Childcare and being a mother would be who I would be, because right next to being an art, and I think that being a mother is also an art form as well, because it takes a lot to like care with like full compassion, you know. That is art in itself. Caring and being open, being vulnerable like 24/7.
Yes,
that's an art in itself. But I definitely would be a mother, and I would be a caretaker and an educator. And if I wasn't that, I don't know, I'd probably be nobody.
Yeah.
I'd be a fish.
I'd be a fish.
I'd be a fish.
I feel that. So like, how did you start making jewelry, or do you think you were chosen to be an artist? Is this something you always wanted for yourself?
Yeah. So I'm going to answer both of those questions in different ways.
Okay.
Which might be contradictory to each other. But no, I do not feel like I was chosen to be an artist per se. But I do feel as if I was chosen to deliver a message. Now, however that message is delivered, whether it's through me making videos and vocalizing that message, or writing that message down on a piece of paper and sharing it through poetry, or sharing it through paintings, or sharing it through my earrings, I do believe that I was chosen to express a message of love and acceptance of all people. And not just love and acceptance of all people, but also understanding of all situations and all things, even things that we don't agree upon.
Right.
So maybe not art per se, but definitely I feel like I was chosen to deliver.
I love that. So what artists influence you in your work, or just in general?
Myself, God.
Yes.
Myself, God. My favorite person right now, who is also in jewelry, is Rocio. Rocio Art. She's a really dope artist and based in New York City, based in the Bronx, I think, or Brooklyn. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
I think she's based in the Bronx or Brooklyn. She's an amazing person. She's also very fluid and open with herself and the things that she goes through, and I look up to her a lot. I would also say Basquiat for his random obscurities and delivering clear messages are so powerful, but they're also really random and obscure and abstract as well. Salvador Dali as well, because he also practices obscurities and delivering message that are really strong, but they might not be clear to one person, or there might be one person that views it this way and another person that views it this way, but they're both similar and the same.
You know, it's always weird because some of our favorite artists, or some of the greatest artists to have, you know, come to earth, have also been diagnosed with mental illness.
Yes,
and it's something we see repeatedly. So do you think there's like an association between mental illness and art, or at least good art?
Yes. I think that it takes a crazy person to be an artist. You gotta be crazy.
Yeah.
You have to be.
What is crazy even?
Crazy, like in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I hate the word crazy, which is, I don't even know why I said crazy, but in your mind, because I identify as like a crazy person,
Yeah,
but not
same.
in a crazy, like a bad crazy. When I say crazy, I mean like
Different.
different,
Yeah.
extravagant, exuberant,
Yeah.
outspoken,
Mm-hmm.
completely unnormal, completely weird and
Brave.
unnormal, brave, strong, powerful, all of those things. And I do think that where mental health comes in is that it is hard to keep all of these ideas inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
In my brain, there is like 5 billion things happening. There's ideas and there's things that I'm thinking about that I dislike, that I do like, and all of those come together and are transferred into my earrings or my art form, whether it be painting or doing poetry or something like that as well.
That's
So I
what's
think
up.
that I definitely think there's a correlation between mental illness and some of the most prolific and extravagant artists that we have, because in order to be an artist, you kind of almost have to have this extra part of yourself
Mm-hmm.
that is so obscure and different from who you think you are,
Or who
and
you
who
present.
society thinks you are, and who you
Right.
present yourself to be.
Right.
There is another person living inside of me
Mm-hmm.
that is different, and I don't even thoroughly know who that person is, but when she comes out and she delivers these powerful things to me that turn into my art.
That
and
is
turn
beautiful.
Into my jewelry.
That is
Definitely.
beautiful. So just one final question. What are you committed to? What inspires you? What gets you going? What fuels you?
I don't like to sound. I'm gonna sound really cocky and narcissistic.
And Bay here, you already know.
I'm gonna sound really cocky. It's myself.
Mm-hmm.
There, I don't. I'm not necessarily motivated by people, and I think that I definitely know that there's other people like me, but I do think that's what separates me from a lot of other artists, is because a lot of people get inspired and use what other people do as what pushes them forward.
Mm.
And I very much so am inspired by myself and by everything that I go through. I'm inspired by other people as well, but in a different way, of where it's more like an admirable inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
but not like I want to be them. And I think that with a lot of artists, and I don't want to diminish other artists now, but a lot of artists want to be like the people that
Right.
inspire them.
Right.
Whereas with me, I want to be myself.
Yes.
At all points in times, I always want to be myself. I always want to inspire myself. And I don't know if this is quite answering the question.
You're committed to yourself.
But I'm committed to me.
Yes.
You know, I'm committed to who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever that person is, I'm committed to developing that person positively.
Right.
Whoever that be, whether it's me being, Debbie Downer one minute or being excited one minute, I'm committed to who that is.
That's what's
And
up.
that's something I also learned from my partner, because my partner is very committed to himself as well. He's very dedicated to
We're
himself.
Capricorns. It's one of the best traits.
Yes, we are, definitely. And I find that with other Capricorns as well, they're very much so secure and committed to who they are as people, for sure.